Welcome to another beading tutorial with a design made in the Pantone colors of 2021. Actually two, yellow and grey. Here I have for you a minimalist bracelet, usually called tennis bracelet. It's very thin and usually cute. Keep watching to learn how to bead this bracelet. And yes, it's a fast project. For this beautiful bracelet, we are going to use today 11 O's in two colors, then 3mm pearls, some 15 O's, and then the usual lobster clasp. For the lobster clasp, we are using a closed ring, a jump ring, and then the clasp. For the structure of the bracelet, we are going to start with a right angle weave unit where we will anchor the closed ring. Then in this case I have used the sequence of 7 right angle weave units. Then we make our flower, our daisy, and then put between 5 and 7 more right angle weave units in between the bracelet, the flowers. When we have the required length, we just attach the clasp at the other end. We start with our first right angle weave unit, where we also include one of the closed rings, the starter for our clasp, and then we go back through the 11 O's and then back again through the first one that we have added. We go back once to reinforce, and now we start our sequence of right angle weave units for the bracelet. So we pick up 3 and connect and make a circle around this seed bead. To continue, we move the thread 1 bead, 2 beads ahead, and when the thread comes out in the opposite direction of where it started, we continue again, pick up 3 more, and go around the first bead. Let's make another unit together. 3 beads, close the circle, move the thread 2 beads up. Now let's make together one flower. Let's analyze a little the flower. So in this first step of the flower, we have to add 4 seed beads in the color of the flower. So depending on what color you want to show up here, this is the color that you are going to use just now. Because we are using the Pantone colors, I am going to use yellow as the contrast color, but that was just for you to know in future if you want to use other colors. So the color of the flower, 4 of them, and we anchor to the right angle weave unit. Now we move the thread 1 bead up and put 1 gray in each of the, let's call, corners, or just in between the yellow beads. So just like this. And here is our first row for the flower. With the thread coming out of the first gray bead where we have anchored the flower, we pick up 1 yellow bead and go through the next gray bead. Pick up 1 yellow, go through the next gray, pick up the yellow, next gray, and 1 more, go through the next gray. And now we gently push those beads up. They will cup up. Okay. So this is at the end of the second row. For the third row, with the thread coming out of, again, the first gray bead that we have anchored to the previous row, we pick up 1 of our 3mm pearls and we anchor it to the opposite seed bead, the gray one. Okay. And go back through the pearl and anchor to the first bead back up. Okay. And we move the thread up the next yellow bead. For the next step, we pick up 2 yellow beads and go through the next seed bead that sticks out pick up 2 seed beads, go through the next one, two, go through the next one, and again 2, and go through the next yellow at the base, and step up through the next 2 that we have just added, because this actually looks like a peyote stitch. So being a circular peyote, we have to step up, and here we are. And for the last step, we pick up 2 50 no's and we place them over the single bead in between each group of 2 from the previous row. And again, pick up 2 50 no's over the single through the next group of 2. Pick up 2 over the single through the group of 2, and here we have the last one. And we step up by going through the first group of 2 as well. And here we have our flower. Now let's go down the next 2 11 O's, and at the base, through the gray that is opposite to the one where we have started our flower, and this will be the starting bead for the next right angle weave as part of our bracelet strap. So we just pick up 3 gray seed beads and bead 3, 5, 7, really is up to you, a number of right angle weave units. And now we are ready to start another flower. And let's quickly make one more together. So we pick up the color of the flower. In this case, we have the yellow. For future project, you can decide for other colors. So we pick up 4, move the thread through the first yellow, and then place 1 gray in between the beads. And go out through the first gray bead. Now we make sure that we start our flower on the side, on the same side with the first one, so not on the opposite but on the same side. So the first row, or the second one actually, we pick up and peyote one yellow in between the grays. Now we anchor the pearl in between, as we were saying on the right side, in between these two seed beads. So pick up the bead, go back through the pearl and through the gray bead and step up going through the yellow one. Now we do a row of 2 beads peyote around, so pick up to go through the yellow, pick up to go through the yellow, here we go through the yellow at the base and the 2 yellows that we have just added to step up. And for the last row we peyote with 2 50 no's in between the groups of 2 that we have just added. And here we are. Now let's move the thread down to the gray bead opposite the one where we have started the flower, and let's just put 1 or 2 more right angle weaves, and I'll show you how to finish the lobster clasp. So let's say that this would be the length we need. Let's say this is the last one. We pick up 3, is actually the same like at the beginning. We put our closed ring through the 3, and now we go a few times around and reinforce. Let's do it one more time. When you have finished, you just weave in the thread into the body of your work, just like this, and only after that you cut the thread. Let's quickly see how to add your clasp to the closed ring. So here we have a jump ring. We open the jump ring and we attach it to one of the ends. And the other one will connect the lobster clasp. And here is how you attach. With our mini bracelet. I hope you like this design. It's a very pretty color combination as well, and very pretty for what we usually call a tennis bracelet. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave me a comment, to subscribe, and see you with our next tutorial. Ciao, ciao!